All right, welcome. So, in this session, we are going to do a body scan gratitude. This is kind of a new thing. I've wanted to do this for a while. I'm really excited about it. It'll be a body scan like meditation where we will visit the different areas of the body, but we're going to focus on actually giving gratitude to that area of the body as we move over it with the body scan. So, this is one in a very large series of meditations that I have planned around deep gratitude and giving gratitude to literally everything that exists is the goal. This is going to be a multi-year project. I'm very excited about it. And one of the fundamental intuitions for this is to really make more conscious the degree of literal material interdependence that we have as a body with the earth. And there's something really beautiful, powerful, amazing, awe inducing for me around not just having an abstract notion of that our bodies are made up of different parts of the earth, minerals from rocks and water that was in a cloud and a river and an ocean and now is in our bodies. Um, Maybe that used to be a part of some either asteroid or comet way back in the early earth that was giving some of its water to the earth. um, there's something so amazing to me about remembering this, remembering the actual origins of these things. So, in this one, we're going to not go as deep into the science stuff this time, but we're just going to focus on the body scan component and just staying really attuned with what gratitude arises as we visit that part of the body. And then in later meditations we can go into that deep conscious interdependence of where these things come from and all the processes that have to do with how our body functions. Just to give you a doorway into that, for example, sulfur is a major component of our detoxification system, which means it's a big component of the liver. And so in the upcoming meditations, and I have to research this and really dig into this and learn this stuff myself too, is figuring out, where does sulfur like to hang out in the earth and why? What are the chemical properties of sulfur that make it hang out in those areas? Does it like to be in the crust or the oceans or in the atmosphere? A little bit of everything. Where does it like to be in the earth? When did it start to arrive in that area of the earth? And then how does it come to be taken up into organisms? Why did sulfur end up becoming a crucial component of our bodies? So what is the origin of these substances as necessary nutrients, right? We'll follow that history over evolutionary timescales of how this material became a necessary part of organismic life so that now we view it as a necessary, mineral. How did that happen? How did it get taken up into our bodies? And then as we go into the 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 origin of this detoxification process, uh, we go through the evolution of the liver in humans and how did it come to be and why is sulfur being used for that purpose? All those sorts of things. And so as we do this deep dive into all of the different body systems and the elements and the processes both in the earth and in our bodies, and the chemistry and the biology and the physics of all that, we begin to see that our bodies are a beautiful, incredible, and temporary resting place. That we are given this gift of this body and embodiment and in mindedment. We have minds, not just bodies, right? So the body mind is this incredible gift. And for me, for whatever reason, there are few things that make me feel more awe and more of this sense of just holy cow. Like, this is just unbelievably amazing than getting into the deep history and the deep evolution and the science of all this stuff. And for me, this is a contemporary scientific version of a lot of spiritual practices of gratitude. I'm just trying to make it current with our contemporary scientific understanding of things, so that in my eyes it deepens the gratitude and it deepens the awe and it deepens the incredibleness of it all. So that is a little hint of things to come in the next couple of years. I've been interested in this for decades, so this is something I know I need to do. So, regardless of whether it gets a lot of views or not, I'm going to put it out there because it's deeply important to me and deeply a part of my personal spiritual practice. And I hope that someone out there enjoys it too. So, we'll see. So, anyway, let's start to settle in and just become present with the body. You can root your feet flat on the ground if you're sitting. And just adjust your body so that you're a little bit more comfortable. And allow yourself to deepen your breathing, just enjoying the breath, beginning to feel the miracle of the breath. The diaphragm creating an empty space that the air rushes into your body to fill, that we call an inhale. And the exhale that feeds the plant life and the phytoplankton and the algae with our carbon dioxide, so that our out breath itself is not just a releasing. It's not just a releasing of what we don't want, but it's also a gift. It's also a giving back. May the things we release be food and gifts for what is beyond ourselves. And as you settle in and as your breath deepens, you may begin to feel a pulse or a movement in the body. If you're very attentive and very still, you might feel a thrumming. Your body, even in this stillness, is moving. Beginning to appreciate this bustle of activity in the body, even in our stillness. And this can allow us to trust that even in resting, even in calming down, so much is being done. There are many things that we can only do when we stop actively trying to do things. So many beautiful processes in the body that are passive, that are more allowing in nature rather than a doing. They're more a kind of being. And letting your attention now come to the senses, starting with listening and hearing. The gift of being able to listen. The gift of being able to connect with things so far away because of the pressure differences they create in the atmosphere, which we call sound. Millions of different organisms modifying the air. Little vibrations in different rhythms. And the shape of the ear and the crystals inside of the ear, converting these airwaves into their component frequencies so that we can tell the difference between a high note and a low note. We can hear many of these notes simultaneously. We can appreciate music and birdsong and language. We can communicate what is inside of us in our internal experience through sound. And that can enter another human being and they can understand us. And we can listen to where others are as they modify the airwaves with their words, and we can understand them. What a miracle. So thank you, ears. Thank you, listening. Thank you, brain regions that are involved in auditory processing. Thank you, mouth, capable of creating a little wind, shaping the air, the throat. So many things happening so that I could say thank you. So many things happening so together we can hear and listen. Thank you. And then letting our attention come to smell and the nose. Intimately linked with memory. I remember those times I walked through the arboretums with tens of thousands of flowers. The scent was unbelievably intoxicating. I felt so at home. Or the smell of a delicious meal and food. Or the smell of the soil after a beautiful rain. or the smell of a cologne or a perfume that makes me remember how important a person is to me. And that when I'm tasting food, that smell is actually an incredibly important component of what makes it taste so good. So, thanking you, my nose, my organ of smell, even the back of the throat. There's a connection between the mouth and the nose, the whole system. Thank you. You also help us detect harmful compounds. You literally direct our sense of whether something is healthy or not. You can help us identify if food is edible or not. So thank you. Now let's go to the skin. Let your attention come to your skin now. If there's any air moving against your skin, just feel the temperature of the air moving against your skin. Is it cool? Is it warm? Our skin, this incredible protective mechanism that keeps our bodies safe from pathogens. Our immune system nearby everywhere, helping us keep us protected. But also the power of touch, the power of connecting with each other, of expressing goodwill with a handshake or a hug. The very notion of closeness, physical closeness, made possible because of the healthy boundary of skin in protecting our integrity. We're allowed to also connect with others. This beautiful interplay of individuation into a self and connection with an other. The skin is a major component of that. So thank you, skin. Thank you for how good you feel on a cool wind, on a warm day, the sun on my cheeks. Thank you. And then the sense of sight, the eyes. So beautiful. I look outside and I see such an amazing array of colors, light playing off of everything, as if every single moment is a painting or a photograph waiting to be appreciated in its richness. Thank you, eyes. Thank you also for showing me the intent of myself and others. When others are looking at me, I can respond accordingly. It's a powerful communicator. And when there's eye contact between friends or partners, there's a powerful sense of connection, maintained connection. It's very beautiful. You allow us to navigate spaces with ease without even thinking about it. Thank you, eyes. Thank you, visual processing systems. There are many people in the world that may be missing one or more of these senses. And it is possible in my life that something could happen that I would lose some of these senses. And so I want to just send gratitude and appreciation for having the capacity that I have. And if anyone is missing any of these senses, may they realize the wholeness and the beauty that they have access to in the senses that they do have. And may those senses be heightened in a way that I might never know by having all of the senses that I have. So, holding this balance of appreciating what I have while also recognizing that there are opportunities to deepen the senses that we have when we don't use others. So, if I blindfold myself and I walk around the house, I'm enhancing my other senses. My other senses have to be enhanced to take on the work that my eyes would. And the same with hearing. So I'm giving enormous gratitude to the adaptability of the body, the adaptability of the senses. So give yourself a few deep breaths. Just connecting with the beauty of the senses, the eyes, the ears, the nose, touch, and finally taste. Coming to the sense of taste. Food has been such an important part of my life. Eating, nourishment, it puts me in direct relationship with the planet, direct relationship with friends and family as we come together and share stories and laugh over a meal. That you've created a sense of home through preparing food. And that through the mouth and the sense of taste, we feel our dependence. The mouth is the very way that we take in energy outside of ourselves. It is the material and energetic source of our entire material body. So the mouth and taste, the incredible joy and pleasure of cooking and combining foods in original and creative ways. It's amazing. The times in my life when I've been sick and I lost the ability to taste for a little while, the world seemed a little bit less bright. I might have gotten used to it, but I was very grateful when taste returned and some of that sense of joy came back. So thank you, all of these senses, all of these doorways through which what is outside of us comes to be known, comes to be related to. May we learn from our senses. May we appreciate the gift of them, those senses that we have access to. May we strengthen our sensitivity and receptivity to the world through these senses. May we pay more attention and not take them for granted, knowing that there is so much making it possible for them to exist at all. So thank you, senses. So that concludes this short body scan meditation gratitude of the senses. And I'll continue doing these until we have gone through the entire body and everything. It's going to be a really cool deep dive. I'm really excited about it. And I'd love to hear your feedback. So let me know what you like. If you want me to focus on something, if you want me to go deeper into the meditative aspects or the gratitude aspects, this is a new experiment. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, blessings, everyone. And I will see you in the next one.